Hi everyone, welcome into this week's my CBS Fix, my weekly CBS Fix, And this week's Parsha's Kedoshim. Hashem tells us, be holy. You should be holy, for I am holy. So this commandment needs explanation. What does it mean that we should be holy because God is holy? Should we be omnipotent because Hashem is omnipotent? Should we be awesome because He is awesome? That is what makes Him God. There's only so much that we can emulate Hashem to that extent. Of course, God is holy. He is God. So what does Hashem mean? We also see that this commandment is at the beginning of this week's portion and at the end. It says Hashem doubled it. And all the other rules in between are somehow sandwiched in between those two statements. So what should we learn from that as well? So what we're learning is that Kedusha, while we translate it in English to mean holy, Rashi tells us that the real translation of the word really means to be separate. To be separate. As a matter of fact, it's not just being separate in matters of holiness, but the Torah even calls a male or a female prostitute also by the same word, a kadesha, because somebody who's so separated themselves in an immoral fashion has that same name. They are separated for that specific thing. So we see that further the word Kedusha, or holiness, as it's translated in English, really means to be separate. And a lot of times when we view the mitzvos that are in the Torah, do this, do that, make sure you have proper weights, love your fellow neighbors, keep Shabbos, make sure not to steal, love your fellow like you love yourself, and don't serve idols, all these different mitzvos in between help us keep us holy. You know, the soul is likened to a guitar string. Anybody who plays the guitar knows that the guitar strings have to be tightened at the end, at the top, in order that whoever's playing it should get that perfect note that he's looking for. If it's too loose, if it's too tight, it's not going to be good. Now imagine what would happen if you took that guitar string, completely loosened it, and threw it on the floor. What kind of music are you going to get from it then? The answer is you're not going to get any music from it. It's only when it's tied down and it's where it's got to be that's when its beauty can shine forth. The soul is the same way. For the soul to not be tied down at all and just go about however it wants, there's no way that the soul can play its music like that. It's only when the soul is tied down to certain ways of life that's when the beauty of the soul can then shine forth. In the world we live in today, it's free for all. Do whatever you want. But Hashem says, no. You, plural. The Torah says, Kedoshim to you. Or it says, Kedoshim to you. You shall be plural. You shall be holy in the plural because I am holy. And what Hashem means to say, the same way I am separate and there is no one else like me, Hashem is telling His Jewish people that you should be a nation that there's nobody else like you. And therefore the beginning of the Parsha starts off with that. The end of the Parsha starts off like that, to tell us to be holy and to tell us to be separate. And how do we do it? By all those mitzvahs that are in between. Those mitzvahs that are in between help tie down our neshama guitar strings. And if we do that, we are all able to have elements of being holy. And when we make Havdalah after Shabbos, that's what we're saying. We are separating ourselves from the holy from the mundane, between the Jewish nation and the other nations of the world. And that's what we stand for. And we should be proud of that as Jews. And something we are proud of. So I bless you all. You should all be holy. Have a holy Shabbos, as Shabbos is certainly one of the elements mentioned in this week's Parsha as well. I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for listening and watching.